That is a C64, that is a Commodore 64 sounding soundtrack here to get us started on Demon Throttle on the Nintendo Switch. This physical cartridge was provided generously from the Maryland State Library System. Worth noting, on the back of the cartridge, it literally says, only physical, never digital. Apparently this Devolver digital published game is not being made available for digital download, which I guess means there isn't a Steam version for the PC. And I obviously, I guess that would mean it's not available on the Nintendo eShop. So if you want to play this game, you have to hunt down a cartridge, kids. Which means if you can't find one and you aren't willing to get one shipped to your house, you're out of luck. So it's like video games used to be back in the 20th century when you couldn't download them. I'll have plenty more to say about that later. This is not the future I asked for. What I asked for was the option to buy either physical or digital, whichever is more convenient and affordable for you. Not this, which is never making the game available digitally, even to people who might want to play it, who can't hunt down a cartridge, but might just want to go on the Nintendo eShop and rent it for $5 as part of a sale. I don't know. Maybe being able to play a video game if you can't find a cartridge should be an option for people. Not this. Like, I've never seen this game before. Maybe GameStop has it. Maybe I have to go on Amazon.com and buy a physical copy. I don't know. Anyway, we'll talk about this later. This is a top-down shooter similar to Gun.Smoke, if you remember that arcade game, which also got an NES port. That's a game Capcom made back in the 1980s. Auto-scrolling, vertical scrolling. You play characters that are basically shooting projectiles. Apparently this is a Western. It's somewhat Western themed. Don't ask me about the story. This game doesn't come with a manual, nor does it come with an explanation of the lore. I played this game for about 15 minutes before recording the commentary. Seemed interesting, but it just doesn't have a manual. So I'm trying to figure out practice what I figured out so far. So what I'll do is I'll set the table by explaining some of the basic mechanics, and then I'll let you watch me play the game. Sensual mooning. Then I'll play the. This game is rated T for throttle. This game is rated T for tactical moaning, I guess. So I can't describe this pixel art, but yeah, they're obviously going for like a early NES Famicom look. And once you see the game in action, it'll make more sense. Oh.
That demon kissed my right. Or something.
Okay. At least the demon didn't steal his wife.
Act 1. Never belong to evil.
Okay, so you can jump with the B button. You hold down the Y button to shoot. On the top, can you see that? Yeah. On the top left-hand corner of the screen, you'll see my experience level, the number of hits I can take, and the number of bullets in my chamber. Because when you hold down the fire button, you expend the bullets in your chamber, and then there's like a cooldown of like a second or so, or a half second, for your gun to reload. So you don't just want to hold the button down constantly, even though you have auto fire. You might want short controlled bursts. Also worth noting, let's see, on the right hand side of the screen you see my companion here. You can switch between the companions by pressing a different button. They each have different weapons, which I'll explain in a second. But as I mentioned earlier, below her health bar, she takes fewer hits than the dude. But she can only shoot 2 arrows at a time before needing to reload. But she has a spread gun. She has a spread projectile pattern. So we'll see that in a second. Below that, you see the experience level. Looks like the dude has a attack level of 9 and her attack level of 7. So even though she has a wider spread on her attack, she does less damage. She takes fewer hits, and she uses fewer, and her auto fire has to be reloaded more constantly than the dude's does. So it's something you can practice, but just keep it in mind. So I'll play as this dude, then we'll start switching characters, so you'll get to see how they play, and once I establish the basics, then we'll play the game normally. But I did want you to see how the game actually plays normally. So you can see I can spit out 4 bullets before needing a recharge. So I'm holding down the fire button the whole time. So you can see that there's a cooldown between my bullet sprays. And you will want to jump over the water because you can't shoot while you're waiting in the water. You can shoot through the grass, which is nice. You have bombs you can throw with the A button, apparently. And I have 7 bombs. You see on the top left-hand corner of the screen below my health bar, there are 7 bombs, 7 projectiles. So I can throw those bombs if I need to. I'll press the X button to switch. I'll press the X button to switch characters. You can see this how the side of the screen changes color every time I switch characters. That's how you know the character that I'm using. You can also keep in mind that, again, when I'm using the demon character, she has that spread gun right here. She has 2 bullets in her spread. So keep that in mind. It looks like there's a shop down there. So if I go down the stairs, I'll see where it takes me. But you can see as I was holding down the fire button, I can only fire 2 buttons at it. I can only fire 2 bullets before the character had a mini cooldown of like half a second. So if you hold down the fire button, the number of projectiles in your chamber determines how long the fire spread lasts before you're forced to cool down and between bullet sprays, if you will. So it's a cute touch. So let me go down the stairs, see what happens. I already increased my HP for some reason. I don't know how that worked. Okay, what else we got going on here? I'm not gonna turn on the CRT filter. I'm making the border adaptive because I can use flames here. I just like the idea of having the adaptive border there so you can more readily see which character I'm using at any given time. It's a nice bit of visual feedback at a glance anyway. It's not a huge deal. And remember, you can jump. I think you might be able to jump over projectiles. I don't know. And you can see the cowboy here has a stronger attack. Okay, can I press the A button? No, I can't press. Whoops! He hit me. Switch. Okay, there we go. So I got 3. Ow! My demon has 3 bombs. Those are homing missiles. Check it out. Homing missiles. So you see how those missiles do more damage as it homes in on a specific enemy? So it counts up and it does more damage with every hit, which I think is a nice touch. I can't fire to the side, unfortunately, so it's unlike Gunsmoke in that sense. You know, gun.smoke. Ow! Take another hit. I might have to use my spread gun for this guy. I can't shoot him. Yeah, I can't shoot him. He's hanging out on the side of the screen and I can't shoot him. Bombs at max. We're good? Okay, we'll have to throw a few bombs at this guy. Ow! Dead. Okay, I'm out of homing missiles. I'm probably not gonna be able to beat this guy. Yeah, he got me. Yeah, how am I supposed to? Am I able to jump over those bullets? That orbiting shield he has. So I guess I do more damage if I do a chain. Like if I attack him multiple times in sequence, I think every successive attack gets stronger, which is a nice touch. So it sounds like they're trying to make like a Famicom game. Because this definitely doesn't look like a Super Nintendo game. It definitely looks like a Famicom game. The Famicom would never be able to show this much activity without a whole bunch of sprite flicker. Then again, if they were really good, they could have made a game like Rekka Summer Carnival, whatever that game was called. Which is a pretty demanding game for a Famicom. That game came out 10 years after the Famicom launched. It was a top-down shooter. It wasn't as fast as something like, you know, Space Megaforce, but it had a lot of activity going on. And on the NES, that's a big deal. It's hard to get a lot. It's hard to make it like a traditional high-speed shooter on the NES, unless you're talking about a game like Zaynak or Gunnak. The hardcore fans know what I'm talking about. Gunnak is basically Compile making a game that set the table for Space Megaforce, or I believe it was called Super Aleste on the Super Nintendo. The Japanese version of the game, the Japanese title was Super Aleste. Of course, as I've said before multiple times, I'm a massive fan of Space Megaforce. A huge fan of that game. And Gunnak set the table for that, although arguably Zaynak set the table for that game as well.
Never belong to evil.
Yeah, it sounds like a European, like... It sounds like a European, like an English soundtrack. Like I said, a lot of C64 sounding music and a lot of that English warble that you might have heard in like a Tim Follin soundtrack from back in the day. A very familiar sonic signature to this music, and I appreciate that. Yeah, it sounds kind of like a John Dunn theme. If you remember the Darkman video game. If you remember the Darkman video game on the NES, it's very similar sounding music. Again, very familiar sonic signature here. What other? I want to say Waterworld had Jonathan Dunn doing some music for that game too. You can jump over those bullets. Give me the orb. Oh, so okay, so if I switch characters, I lose that orb, and I can go under the bridges, which is a nice touch. And I can heal myself with that heart, so that's good. So if I shoot the scenery, I'm able to get some more power-ups. Is that how that works? Does this orbiting thing, like, take out projectiles, or is it only for, like... Because I can't kill enemies with it, I don't think. I think it just bats away... I think it just swats away projectiles and increases my luck for... What does increasing my luck even do? Okay, so you can see below the, on the right side of the screen, below the experience. So I guess you gain experience when that character kills enemies. So that might be a reason to switch characters if you want to level up the other character. That might be good. There are 3 symbols there. There's a music symbol, a crucifix, and I don't know what the first symbol is. Again, there's no manual, so none of this stuff is explained. I mean, if there's a manual, it's not included here in the box that I got, so that's unfortunate. And again, so am I supposed to... So again, physical only, no digital. Remember when video games used to come with manuals? Are we going to emulate that 20th century trope? Is that too much to ask? If you're going to have a video game that can't be released in digital form, would it kill you to include a manual? Am I stuck? Oh, about to say, I had to bust my way out. I got more shield. If I got more shield, it's not showing up in my attributes. Don't know what to do with that. Switch. We'll switch to the demon. The demon spreader. Yeah, she's all about that spread crossbow. Like Zelda in that Legend of Zelda cartoon back in the day. All about that crossbow. So a completely different boss up here of the overworld. So again, it's nice that the game's giving you these choices of different paths depending on if you find like secret passages and such. That sounds cool. That's a cool idea. I'm a cowboy, son. I'm 2,000 years old, kid. I have no bombs, so I'll use this. Yeah, it's too bad I can't throw it sideways. Whoop! Whoop! Okay, his arm dropped, but I didn't jump over the bullets. Okay, I'm out of bombs. No! Heads up. Okay, I jumped over it. Nice. Crap! Crap! Yeah, an NES can never pull off this level of activity without a bunch of flickering and slowdown. But it helps if you're not particularly good at drawing things, like I'm not. But I'm not able to shoot him. Oh, okay, so he wasn't. I have to shoot his hands first. Okay. Catch these hands. Okay, I'm dead. Careful. Yeah, so it swats away bullets. Okay, so I can't shoot the head. I have to take out the hands first. But that orbiting shield swats away bullets. That's a nice touch. I'll unlock the rain variant, whatever that even means. So is this like, what's that game? Is this like Mars Matrix on the Dreamcast? It's a vertical scrolling shooter where you die a bunch of times, you get experience points, and you get to keep for later runs. You can switch controllers for some reason, but I don't think that's going to be necessary. You can play, 2 people can play on one screen if you separate the controllers. You can also have 2 people. You can also have, so you can do co-op if you if you take the joy pads off the Switch and point them at the screen. You can also play co-op if you hook it up to the TV. Again, this game seems really interesting. I just wish it came with a manual that helped explain most of these mechanics. Yeah. But I do dig this Jonathan Dunn sounding soundtrack. It works. Switch. How much experience did I get? I didn't get any experience points for killing any of those enemies. Oh, what's her name got some experience points for killing that snake. Yeah, I got 5 experience points for killing that Tanuki, whatever it is. Oh, was that what those little coins are that shoot off the enemies? Whoop, just to jump over that. Kinda wish I had a melee attack. Did he hit me? He might have hit me with a bomb. There we go. Did I take any damage there? Bomb's at max. I wonder if there are any more secret passages. So I can press the A button to use my homing missiles to take out the enemies that are on the bridge right there. Ow! Bomb at max. Switch. So you can throw the dynamite up there on the bridge. That's a nice touch. Because bombs are at max. And I can't shoot while I'm waiting in the water, so keep that in mind. Does that a dragonfly shoot me? Dragonfly shot me. I'll take that. So how do I take out this thing? I have to shoot the door. Shoot the door. You gotta shoot the door. It'll complicate things. So maybe that's why the wall's there. So we'll hit him with the arrows to kind of weaken him more quickly. Wait, is there water here? That water wasn't here before. Yeah, this water wasn't here before. Who threw that wrinkle in here? Okay, hit him with the A button. Yeah, the A button hits him with those homing missiles. Yeah, careful! Ah! Meant to jump over that. Oh, don't touch the hand? Oh, don't touch the hand! Don't touch the hand! Yeah, that was a problem. Okay, so that homing missile is going to be a problem. Can I throw the bomb at him? Not like that. Yeah, just let the bomb just float there, like that. That's cool. Oh, so it prevents me from throwing grenades if I throw it in the water. That's not cool. That was bad. Okay, I'm out of bombs. Yeah! Talk to the hands. Darn it! So again, having that water there taking up the space, taking up a bunch of space in the playfield isn't great either. Did I unlock anything else? I didn't unlock anything else. I guess we'll give it one more try, but I'm not gonna last very long, I admit.
Demon Throttle.
Yeah, I didn't unlock anything that seems to be useful, unfortunately. Again, I really wish there were a manual here. I mean, NES games had manuals. Is it too much trouble for them to print a manual if they're only going physical?
Act 1. Never belong.
Imagine if you had to go online to read how to play this game. The ultimate irony. Got 4 bombs. No experience. I haven't killed anybody yet. So I got a bunch of experience for that. Yeah. So all that gold that flies out seems to be experience points when I kill an enemy. So it flies over towards the person who killed it. Gotta rack up kills to make mills. Yeah, you gotta throw that up there. that's such a nice touch. I like that. I wonder how you program that higher elevation. Is it like Zelda 3? Yeah, it's like Link to the Past. You gotta program the higher elevation, but isn't that that's technically not a multi-plane background trick, is it? Because having, like, you know, objects that obstruct a sprite is supposed to be like some pretty high level programming, as I recall. So I already killed one guy, so I'm already off to a roaring start. I would love to know how I got to that underground area the first time I played. Yeah, it's a small area, but it gives you a lot of stuff to explore. Okay, my tempo is going up. I don't know what tempo means. Okay, I think I'm stuck. I'm just gonna have to take the hit, huh? Yeah, I had to take the hit to get out of the wall, so I got trapped. Ah! So if you jump out of the water, you can shoot at least. Just not if you're waiting in it. Got that health. You just have to go through the door. Bombs at max. I can only take 2 hits. This is not gonna go well. Hey, bud. Look out. Ah, took that hit. You have to get close to him if I want him to take all these L's from the homing missile. Heads up. Okay, this could be interesting. I'm out of homing missiles. This will not be good. Ah, that was bad. I'm somehow still alive. Yeah, okay. Darn it. Ah! I needed that hit that I just took. Ah! Yeah, just got cocky there. I survived way longer than I expected, though. I'll be the first to admit that. This game seems alright, just I need to find more ways to play it than just going through the same level over and over again. But yeah, having that extra path, that extra secret area that I was able to go underground, that was nice to find. First time I ever saw that. I played through this stage 6 times already. 3 of them during this video. So I guess we'll come back and play this game later, but this was obviously Demon Throttle on the Nintendo Switch. It's physical only, so you're going to have to hunt down a copy if you want to play more of this. Recorded this audio into my Scotia earbuds, into an audio splitter, into my J5 Create USB-C capture device, into my Windows 10 quad-core laptop with the Windows 10 camera app, capturing this footage at 60 frames a second. It probably won't be necessary, but I'll spit it out at 60 frames a second so you can see how the frame rate holds up. Seems pretty stable. I'll let the music play us out.